Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're talking about something we all need more of in our lives, self-compassion. We often find it easy to be kind to others, but when it comes to ourselves, we can be our own harshest critics. It's not about letting ourselves off the hook or ignoring our flaws. It's about recognizing that we are worthy of kindness, even when we mess up. Let's get into it. One of the biggest hurdles to self-compassion is that pesky inner critic we all have. It's that nagging voice that seems to pop up at the worst times, reminding us of our every mistake and shortcoming. It's that voice in our heads that loves to remind us of our every mistake, every shortcoming. It can be relentless, making us feel small and incapable. But here's the thing, we don't have to let that voice control us. We have the power to change the narrative and take back control of our thoughts. Imagine you have a dear friend who is going through a difficult time. Maybe they made a mistake at work, or they're struggling with a personal issue. How would you respond to them? Maybe they made a mistake at work, or they're struggling with a personal issue. You wouldn't berate them or make them feel worse, would you? What would you say to them? Would you berate them? Tell them they're not good enough? Of course not. You would offer them words of comfort and support, helping them see the situation in a more positive light. You would offer them words of comfort and support. You would remind them of their strengths and encourage them to keep going. So why is it so hard to offer that same kindness to ourselves? Why do we hold ourselves to a different, often harsher standard? Many of us have been conditioned to believe that being self-critical is the same as being driven or ambitious. We think that by being hard on ourselves, we are pushing ourselves to do better. But self-compassion is not about letting ourselves off the hook. It's about recognizing that we are worthy of kindness, even when we stumble. It's about understanding that everyone makes mistakes, and that's okay. So how do we start to reframe those self-critical thoughts? It begins with awareness. We need to become aware of when and how our inner critic speaks to us. Start paying attention to that inner voice. Notice the words it uses and the tone it takes. Is it harsh and unforgiving? What does it say? When is it most active? Is it during times of stress or when you're feeling vulnerable? Once you start to recognize the patterns, you can start to challenge those negative thoughts. You can question their validity and replace them with more compassionate ones. When you catch yourself thinking, "I'm such a failure," stop and ask yourself, would I say that to a friend? Probably not. You would offer them understanding and support. You would offer them understanding and support. You would remind them of their worth and encourage them to keep trying. So why not offer it to yourself? Why not be your own best friend and cheerleader? Try replacing that harsh self-criticism with something more compassionate. Instead of "I'm a failure," try "I'm learning and growing." Instead of "I can't do anything right," try "I'm doing my best and that's enough." Instead of "I'm a failure," try "I'm learning and growing." Remember, you are not your mistakes. You are a work in progress, and that's perfectly okay. Remember, you are not your mistakes. You are worthy of love and compassion, especially from yourself. Embrace your journey and be kind to yourself along the way. You are worthy of love and compassion, especially from yourself. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer to a dear friend. Think about how you would treat a friend who's going through a tough time. Imagine their pain and struggles and how you would naturally want to ease their burden. You'd listen with an open heart, offer words of encouragement, and be there for them without hesitation. You would remind them of their strengths, their past achievements, and how they have overcome challenges before. You wouldn't judge them for their mistakes, knowing that everyone makes them. Instead, you'd offer them support and understanding, helping them to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Now imagine talking to yourself with that same level of kindness and compassion. Picture yourself as your own best friend. This is the heart of self-compassion, treating ourselves with the same care and understanding that we would offer to someone we love deeply. It's about being there for ourselves, especially when we're struggling, and recognizing our own need for support. So often we're quick to forgive others, to offer them second chances, but we hold ourselves to impossible standards, expecting perfection. We wouldn't dream of speaking to our loved ones the way we sometimes speak to ourselves in the privacy of our own minds, with harshness and criticism. Here's a powerful exercise. Imagine your best friend is feeling the way you're feeling right now. Visualize their emotions and struggles. What would you say to them? Write it down as if you were writing a letter to them. Now, read those words back to yourself, slowly and intentionally, absorbing the kindness and understanding. You deserve those words just as much as anyone else. Embrace them and let them guide you towards self-compassion. Take a self-compassion break. We live in a world that glorifies busyness and productivity, where every moment is filled with tasks and responsibilities. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and forget to pause, to breathe, to check in with ourselves and ask, how am I really doing? We often neglect our own well-being in the pursuit of constant achievement. But taking a few moments throughout the day for a self-compassion break can make a world of difference. It can help us reset and recharge. Imagine this. You're feeling overwhelmed and stressed, the weight of the world on your shoulders. Instead of berating yourself for not being able to do it all, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what do I need right now? This simple question can shift your perspective. Maybe it's a few minutes of quiet time, a walk outside in the fresh air, or a warm cup of tea to soothe your senses. The point is to give yourself permission to pause, to acknowledge your own needs, and to offer yourself a moment of kindness. It's about recognizing that you deserve care and compassion. Remember, self-compassion is not about achieving perfection. It's about being present with yourself and offering the same kindness you would offer to a loved one. Embrace yourself with the warmth and understanding you truly deserve. Practice gratitude for yourself. We often talk about the importance of gratitude for the good things in our lives, for our loved ones, our health, our blessings. But how often do we pause to appreciate ourselves? Practicing gratitude for yourself is a powerful way to cultivate self-compassion. It's about recognizing your own strengths, accomplishments, and the unique qualities that make you, you. Many of us are much more comfortable focusing on our flaws and shortcomings than on our positive attributes. But challenge yourself to find at least 3 things each day that you appreciate about yourself. They don't have to be monumental achievements. Even small victories count. Take a few moments each evening to write down your gratitudes in a journal. Over time, this practice will help to shift your focus from self-criticism to self-compassion, allowing you to see yourself in a more positive and loving light. Embrace imperfection. We live in a culture that often celebrates perfectionism. We're bombarded with images of flawless faces, perfect bodies, and lives that seem effortlessly put together. It's easy to get caught up in the comparison game, to feel like we're not good enough. But the truth is, perfection is an illusion. It doesn't exist, and striving for it will only leave us feeling exhausted and disconnected from ourselves and others. Self-compassion is about embracing our imperfections, about recognizing that we are all works in progress. So instead of beating yourself up when you make a mistake, try to approach it with curiosity and a growth mindset. Remember, you are not defined by your mistakes. You are defined by your courage and resilience. Outgrow the power of self-compassion. Self-compassion is one of the most powerful tools we have for improving our mental health and well-being. By reframing your self-critical thoughts, treating yourself like a friend, and practicing gratitude for yourself, you can create a more compassionate and positive relationship with yourself. Remember, you are worthy of love and belonging just as you are. So I want to hear from you. What's one thing you can do today to show yourself a little extra compassion? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more mental health content. Thanks for watching.